Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, I've received several requests from you guys to give my opinion about Moses Kuria and his war against the media, particularly the Daily Nation. I will give my opinion on Moses Kuria and his fight against the media tomorrow. But one thing I know for sure is that there is no way Moses Kuria is going to win the war against the media. No way. And if there is an individual in this country who is going to bring William Ruto's government down, then that individual is Moses Kuria. And if that individual is not Moses Kuria, then it's going to be a combination of Moses Kuria and Rigathi Gachagua. Tomorrow I'll give you the reasons why. But for now, I want us to look at the latest ruling by the Political Parties Tribunal over the Jubilee saga. As a matter of fact, Uhuru Kenyatta has finally been saved. And Kanini Kega and the group have been barred from exiting Azimio. And if Kanini Kega and the group were not going to be stopped at this particular point, I can assure you they were going to take control of Jubilee Party, because that's William Ruto's ultimate goal. But I'm also thinking that maybe William Ruto has dumped Kanini Kega and Sabina Chege, and that's why this ruling has gone this way. Let me just briefly let you know what the ruling is about. They've made, I think, 4 rulings. The first thing is that the Political Parties Dispute Tribunal has ordered Kanini Kega, Sabina Chege and company not to hold NDC next month. Kanini Kega and the group had planned to hold NDC. As per Jubilee Constitution, NDC is supposed to be convened by Uhuru Kenyatta, who is the party leader. But remember, Kanini Kega and the group kicked out Uhuru Kenyatta and replaced him with Sabina Chege. So it's a very big blow, and I'm going to explain next. The second thing they're saying is that Kanini Kega and Sabina Chege's plan to remove Jubilee from Azimio stopped. You know, these guys had actually planned to exit Azimio, to divorce Azimio, because the Registrar of Political Parties was actually aiding them strategically, and they were moving towards succeeding in exiting Azimio. So they've been told that cannot happen. So I'm also going to explain to you guys the implication of that. The third thing is that Kanini Kega and the group have also been stopped from communicating or conducting any business on behalf of Jubilee Party. So they cannot conduct any business on behalf of Jubilee Party. And also, it has also ruled that the Registrar of Political Parties and the Ruto ordered not to receive or act on any communications coming from Kanini Kega and Sabina Chege's group until all cases before the tribunal are heard and determined. So Kanini Kega can now not go to the Registrar of Political Parties, who has been aiding them, and probably proceed with the changes. In effect, they were also told that the changes which were made, replacing Jeremiah Kioni and David Murathe as the chairman and the Secretary General, is going to stay. So as we speak, Jeremiah Kioni and David Murathe are still officials of Jubilee Party. So in this video, very briefly, I just want us to look at the political implication of that move. Before we do that, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is now. Let us begin this video by going back a bit. Do you support William Ruto's move to take control of Jubilee Party? And why do you think William Ruto is keen on taking control of Jubilee Party? Because Kanini Kega and Sabina Chege do not have any capacity to even attempt to take Jubilee Party. The force behind them is William Ruto. Probably William Ruto wants to revenge, because remember, Ruto was a founder member of Jubilee Party. He had hoped that he was going to run on Jubilee Party. From nowhere, the handshake happened. And before Ruto knew, he was kicked out of Jubilee Party. Now he's the president. He is planning to revenge. Number two, I also tend to think that William Ruto really wanted Uhuru Kenyatta out of politics. And the only way to force Uhuru out of politics is by forcefully taking Jubilee Party. And by taking Jubilee Party, what it means, therefore, is that Uhuru was going to be ashamed. His advisors were going to tell him, please don't now go that route. Because look at it from this perspective. Uhuru, as a former president, a former Jubilee Party, being forcefully kicked out of the party, and then you have Sabina Chege taking over from him. You know, that's embarrassment. That's shameful. And that's exactly what William Ruto wanted, to force him out of politics. And also, you know, politics is also a game of numbers. William Ruto wanted Jubilee to join his side so that they can boost off numbers in parliament. And William Ruto has clearly used his powers to thwart any attempt by Uhuru Kenyatta to regain control of the party. Because remember, Uhuru Kenyatta went ahead, convened Jubilee NDC as per the law, but to then roadblock there. The Registrar of Political Party rejected the resolutions. Every step they've made. But on the other side, every step they've always made, the registrar are saying, they've operated according to law. But what is the implication of the latest ruling? Number one, it means that the planned NDC has been thwarted. Which means Kanini Kega and the group, being aided by William Ruto, can now not go ahead with their intention of taking control of Jubilee Party. That cannot not happen. And the other thing which is also important with this NDC being thwarted, they also wanted to send a signal. You remember, the Registrar of Political Parties wanted for the first time in the history of the Republic of Kenya that Jubilee Party to provide them with the details, all details and contact numbers of the individuals who attended the NDC. NDCs in this country we've seen, like for example, when UDA was formed, it was formed today, the next day it was unveiled at Bomas. So you can't say those people, you know, they had their numbers. But the thing is, they wanted to show Jubilee that they have the numbers. If that NDC were to proceed, I'm sure the state was going to organize a massive event. And it was going to be organized at Bomas of Kenya. You remember when Uhuru wanted to organize his at Bomas of Kenya, it was thwarted. So they wanted to organize a big event which was going to send a very strong message. And probably we are going to rally known officials of Jubilee Party from across the country. So now that's not going to happen. So it's a big blow for William Ruto and his surrogates. Number two, it also means that Azimio as a coalition can now proceed and effect the changes in parliament. Sabina Chege, as the deputy whip, had resisted any plans to kick her out. And they've always used these schemes. The last time, Moses Masika Wetangula was very clear that Azimio, or the minority for that matter, had met all the requirements. The only thing which stopped them was the fact that there was a court order. Nobody knows who issued that court order. In fact, Azimio, I think, petitioned the judiciary about this particular court order, because clearly someone just went to Kiambu, got a high court judge, wrote an order which was not addressed to either of the parties, and it was presented to Speaker. Speaker never released that court order. So for me, Azimio, now that Jubilee, the court has ruled that Jubilee remains the way they are, means Azimio can go ahead and effect those changes. Number three, it also gives Uhuru Kenyatta the space, the much needed space to re-strategize. Because the way Kanini Kega and Sabina Chege group were moving, you know, they were just ambushing these guys. You make this, they are there. You make this, they've already done that. You know, so now by restraining the Registrar of Political Parties, it means these other guys can now not just do things the way they have been doing. And number four, I also tend to think that the judiciary wants to try to redeem themselves. Why am I saying this? There was that court order which was issued. And I'm sure it's going to be part and parcel of any of any legal proceeding which is likely to occur. So the judiciary wants to redeem their image. And that's why they're trying so hard to just follow the right channel. In fact, that ruling has not given Kanini Kega group, the Jeremiah Kioni and David Murathe's group any leeway. For them, they've also been stopped from issuing official communications, especially with the Registrar of Political Parties, so that things are just going to remain the way they are. And lastly, you know, I've always told you that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Why do I have a strong feeling that William Ruto is now changing his mind on Jubilee politics? Because I think he has realized that it's not serving his interest. And because it's no longer serving his interest, there is no need of him to continue pushing Uhuru Kenyatta, because it was sending bad signal on William Ruto himself. So I tend to think that because William Ruto is no longer interested, these guys are now saying, okay, we are no longer receiving instructions from the president to do this, so things are not moving the way they are. So Kanini Kega and the group, I'm sure you no longer serve the political interest of Ruto, especially in Jubilee Party. I don't know what you think. Let me hear your thoughts. Thank you guys. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.